Hi beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Drew. Now what we're doing today is we're going to tap into you and them and the connection. So we have 3 piles for you to choose from. So for pile 1 we have this glossy balm Cosmo from Rem Beauty. For pile 2 we have this wicked lip oil, also from Rem Beauty. And then for pile 3, we have Shirley Glossy Balm from Rem Beauty as well. So whichever you are more drawn to, that will be your pile. Now, before we get into the piles, I do want to show what cards we're using. So we're using the Crystal Grid deck by Grace Duong. We're using the Wild Unknown Pocket Archetypes by Kim Krans, and we're using the Wild Unknown Archetypes by Kim Krans. The same thing, it's just this is pocket, smaller. And then we're also using, also by Kim Krans, Animal Spirit. I hope I'm saying that right. Kim Krans or Kim Krans. We're also using Animal Spirit. And we're also using The Journey by Alison Phyllis or Phyllis. And then for tarot, we're using the True Heart Intuitive Tarot by Rachel True. So, whichever you are more drawn to, everything should be in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in your pile. Hi, pile 1. If you chose this Cosmo Glossy Balm from Rem Beauty, this reading is for you. Now, before we get into tarot, we have to figure out who this person is and who you are and the energy between you two, you and them, basically. Okay, so we have Cupid. We have the Threshold. Excuse me. The Black Egg. And then for the other person, so this is going to be person A. And then for the other person, for person B, we have Wave Light. Oh, that's here. The Desert. And the Elephant. Ooh. And for the energy between you two, we have the Queen, Clarity. And okay, this one just came out, and I feel like it was the energy between you two, but we'll see what comes out. But Tiger's Eye. Okay? I think it's the energy between you two, but we'll just keep it here because it came out either way. So, okay, let's see if everything is in frame. Can we see that? Just making sure that. Okay. Okay. Is that good? Okay. I hope it's good. Okay. So this is person A and this is person B. Okay, the Threshold person and Desert person. Or the Black Egg, Elephant. Cupid or Wave Light. Okay. And this is the energy between you two. Okay. Who shall we start with? I kind of want to start with the Black Egg, person A. I feel like this Black Egg person is very in touch with their healing. They're very in touch with themselves. They are learning to love themselves. They're learning to love others as well. I think they're learning to share love and receive love. This Black Egg person is very much protected, but also they're very protective towards themselves. I think this black egg has been healing a lot. I don't know what from what. It could be personal things, but I do feel like this black egg has been like in this energy, and probably for a minute. Like they've been in this energy of like really trying to reflect and deflect. I don't know what that word means exactly, but it came through. But they're like trying to reflect and I feel like this person's trying to understand their past to move forward. You know, because as people, I think that's what we need to do, right? We have to reflect on the past to move forward. And I think this is person A, this black egg person is very much doing that, or at least trying to do that. But it's not stopping them to be open to connections, or it's not stopping them to be open in general. With the threshold here as well, I do feel like this person could be a little bit scared, especially when it comes to this connection. Or they could be a little bit like not knowing a lot about this connection. Maybe they're used to knowing a lot. I think they're scared of the mystery. I think the black egg person is very much scared of the mystery of this connection, not knowing what's next, not knowing what's happening, which is completely normal, right? However, it's very much like just this energy of just being scared about what's next. Not, I don't even know if it's like anxiety, but it is like that energy of that energy of like being anxious, but like the anxious that comes with the connection, kind of not like, I do feel like this person knows how this elephant person feels, but it's more like, okay, what's next in this connection? What's gonna happen in this connection? Is this connection going positively? This connection going negatively? I think this black egg person, they can't differentiate, or like they can't, like, it's not obvious for them. Like, maybe to a certain extent, I wouldn't be surprised if this black egg is like, maybe it's moving too fast, or maybe it's moving too slow. I feel like, okay, yeah, this is what I think. I think the black egg used to have a lot of expectations on connections, and maybe they're still learning to kind of back off from that, or like move forward with that, because I think maybe they're learning that having expectations on connections or on people is not the most positive way to go into a connection, you know. And maybe this person is learning to move forward without expectations, and maybe they're used to connections moving fast, or maybe they're used to connections moving a certain way, and when it's not happening that way, they're confused, you know. But with the corporate here, I kind of want to read it. So it's Aquarius Venus, so you or this person can have an Aquarius Venus, you don't have to. But with corporate, it's generosity, security, and flow. A humanitarian at heart, Cupid encourages the practice of helping others without expectations. It assists in facing issues with authority figures, especially your father, in order to become the authority figure in your own life. Cupid helps release any blame and resistance that may be blocking you from taking responsibility for the decisions you make, activating the survival gene. Cupid attracts that we need to make it through challenging moments, increasing our life force and overall vitality. Take the driver's seat, you're ready. Okay. Let me drink some water. Drink your water. Okay. Vitality. Why is that word familiar? Vitality. That word looks so familiar. It's familiar. Oh wait, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if this black egg person could be a nurse, or somebody that is in like this like health environment, maybe. Maybe they help others some kind. They don't have to be a nurse. It just seems like this black egg person could be very much in this like helping others. You know, they could be a therapist, they could be any a teacher as well. They could be anything. But I feel like this black egg person, like they have expectations on how a connection should go. And when this elephant person doesn't kind of live up to those expectations, they get confused. You know, they're like, okay, I thought you liked me, or like, but then I think this black egg person, or at least I think they're trying to move forward without expectations, because the elephant person doesn't deserve those expectations. And every connection you have with everybody, like anyone, it's gonna be different with everyone, you know? Not everyone's the same. And I think this black egg person is that, I think they're at least trying to understand that. It confuses them because I think the elephant is not living up to their expectations, but not because they can't, but it's because, like, I think the black egg person has very much high expectations. Because I think a lot of people need to understand that expectations and standards are two different things. You deserve to have standards, okay? Especially if you are the person A, this black egg person, you deserve to have standards, right? Even if you're not person A, like, people, as people, we deserve to have standards about who we want to be with. However, when those standards become expectations, it hurts everyone in the equation, okay? And no one deserves to have expectations on them, because it's gonna be hard to live or like to even like, you know, like expectations are not the best thing to have on somebody, because they're not going to be able to live up to those expectations, you know? Because usually expectations are very high, and for no reason. But yeah, well, we all have our personal reasons why they're very high, but we as people should have standards, but expectations, that's where I think as people we have to reevaluate what our expectations are when it comes to human connection. But that is just my opinion. You don't have to take it. But yeah, I think this threshold black egg Cupid person is very much trying to understand the connection, but also maybe not trying to rush it, because with the flow, security, and generosity, this black egg threshold person is very much like, I'm very secure. Like, they're very secure within themselves. And I think they are open to this connection. However, it's like they don't want to force it, or they're not going to force it, you know? But with the flow here, I think this person is going with the flow, even though it does confuse them a little bit. But yeah, I think this person is just trying to go with the flow, not trying to rush it. Because I feel like this black egg person, maybe they're used to people like always initiating, and maybe this elephant person is not initiating as much, and if they are, it's not like how they're expecting them to initiate, so they get confused, you know? But yeah. Okay, let's go with the person B, the desert elephant person. Now, the desert elephant person, this is very interesting energy, because this person is not, I don't think they're making a lot of moves towards the black egg. And I think it's because, I don't know why, but I think that this elephant person is very intuitive. This person is very intuitive, and they know that this black egg person is very much like, you're expecting them to take initiative, you know, take action towards them. And I think this person doesn't want to live up to those expectations. They're like, I don't want you to expect me to always reach out, or always be the one to reach out, you know? Or whatever, you know, like whatever that means, like taking action, or always being the one to invite, or to always hang out, you know? I think this elephant person is very, very much intuitive when it comes to this connection, and they don't want to live up to those expectations that this black egg has. You know, and I think they know this. I think the elephant person knows this. And this is very interesting because the black kid talks about the heart chakra, and then this is the heart chakra too, right? So a lot of heart chakra energy. So I do think there's emotions and feelings here. There's a lot of love here. However, I think there's a need to kind of put your ego to the side. You know what I mean? That's why this one came out too, because there's more to say about this connection. Because this was not on purpose. I didn't take this out on purpose. It just came out and I felt like it needed to come through, you know? And I feel like with this elephant person, I feel like they do want to reach out, and I think this elephant person does want to communicate with this person. But you see how they have their feet and then this person has their hand? They're very similar but so different. And I think you both are in this mindset of like, okay, I kind of want to go towards this, but also I don't want to be expected to go towards this. I think you both are scared of expectations. Because as humans, we put expectations on other humans without even thinking about it, right? And I think this elephant person is very much intuitive in that way of like, I know you're expecting me to reach out. I know you're expecting me to make a move, but I don't want that. I don't want that to be our dynamic. You know, it should be equal. I think this elephant is very much like, I want it to be equal. Oh my God. And the wavelet also has flow. Yeah. So I think I feel like you two are very similar, or like you're mirroring each other. Just, you're very similar beings. And I think, because this is very similar energy. You're both intuitive, but also you're both kind of scared, but also you both want to go with the flow and not force it. But there's a lot of heart chakra energy, meaning that there's a lot of feelings here. So, or like there's a lot of like unknown feelings, or like there's a lot of like love here, or like care here, you know? So let's read what this elephant person has. Wavelight. Decisions, flow, big picture. See the forest for the trees, especially with the wavelight. Big picture thinking is enhanced with this crystal, allowing you to see beyond the details and gain a better grasp over the decisions you must make. Combining intuition with logic, wavelight helps you look at all sides of a situation in order to make the best informed decision possible. Oh, can you see that? I'm sorry. Clearing energy blockages in your body. Wavelight sustains flow and regulates circulation for a healthy body and deep soul level cleansing. Use this crystal during a new moon to amplify its powers. So this is the crystal. I don't think I showed you the other one. So it's the crystals. And this was Aquarius Venus, and this is Aquarius Moon. So a lot of Aquarius energy. And that's very interesting. Sorry, let me get some water. That's very interesting because one thing about Aquarius, they're very, like, how do I say this? Like, they're very non-traditional people. So this connection could be very non-traditional, or like maybe be seen very non-traditional of some kind. Whatever that means. I don't know. I just wanted to say that. But this elephant person, I think this elephant person wants, this is what I think. I think this elephant person knows that they have to make a decision, knows that they either are going to reach out or going to make a move or going to make conversation towards this person. You could be talking to this person, but maybe the decisions about like maybe hanging out or going on, like asking each other on a date or something like that, just making a decision regarding this connection, right? And I think this elephant person is going to make a decision to do that or not, you know? And I think this elephant person is going to find out eventually if they want to pursue. Maybe the decision is if they want to pursue this connection further, you know? And I think this elephant person is gonna, I don't know what they're gonna choose, because to be honest, I don't know, because I think they're still in this energy of like, I'm still kind of scared. I still don't know where I kind of stand with this. I think you both are very confused, but it's like, I don't know where I stand. I don't know if I should, you know. I think this elephant person is scared that if they do pursue this connection, are they going to be the only one to be pursuing it? Is the black egg person going to expect them to always be the one reaching out and making plans? You know, I think this elephant person is very much scared of that. They don't want this to be a normal because they want it to be equal. You know, they don't want it to be imbalanced. They want it to be equal. And they're scared of that. So I don't know what decision this elephant is going to make, but I do think there's a need for a decision for this elephant and desert person. So yeah, let's get into like the energy between you two. We got the Queen, Tiger's Eye, and Clarity. The Queen is giving very feminine energy. So I wouldn't be surprised if you both are in your feminine energy right now, trying to not force anything or not chase anything, right? Because we as people should not be chasing people, okay? Do not chase people. Pursue people. It's okay to pursue. It's not okay to chase, okay? Of course, if you want to chase, but it's not the most healthy thing to do, okay? But I do think it's healthy to pursue people that you want to be involved with, you know, and want to connect with. That's not a bad thing to do. However, we have to understand when pursuing becomes chasing, right? And with this Queen energy, it seems like you both are in this feminine energy of like trying to reevaluate what's happening, reevaluate what is happening in front of you or around this connection or between you two, and trying to make the best decision for yourselves, which is not a bad idea to do. It's not bad to do that. But however, sitting in this energy for too long could make you a little bit passive and not move forward towards what you want. And I think that could be a difficult obstacle for both of you if you two are a little bit too passive. Especially if you both want this connection to work, or if you both want to see where this goes. You know, it's not the greatest thing to be passive. And trust me, I am a Libra Mars. You or this person could be a Libra Mars. As a Libra Mars, it's not cool to be passive. I promise you. Okay? You keep it inside for years. I know from experience. Okay? Maybe Cancer Mars could understand that too. Taurus Mars maybe too. But I think Libra, as a Libra Mars, I understand it. Okay? I've heard that Cancer Mars are very passive as well. It's because we're not Mars, you know, we're not good in Mars. Anyway, but yeah, I think, yeah, so okay, with this Clarity and Tiger's Eye, I think there is a chance to create clarity between you two. I think there is going to be a chance, or maybe there was a chance for more clarity. Or I think there is some energy here of like wanting clarity in this connection. There's also like, I feel like there's either going to be a chance or wanting a chance to create clarity between this connection. However, going back to the Queen and being passive, if you two are being a little too passive, it might be difficult, right? But it's not impossible, right? And okay, let's read the Tiger's Eye. Courage, optimism, power. A courageous, I don't know how to pronounce that word, and brave stone. Tiger's Eye motivates you to show up as your best self, dispelling any fear and doubt in your path. Sorry. Known as the shapeshifter, Tiger's Eye embodies healing energies from both Earth and the Sun, drawing optimism towards you while also grounding you in reality. Call on the warrior and stride of your and pursue your ambitions with laser focus, with confidence, strength, and power. Tiger's Eye helps break through any blockages that stand in your way. Activate the warrior inside of you. Leo and Capricorn Sun. Yeah, I think there's a need for a little bit more courage between you two. Maybe there's a need to take action between you two. Like, I don't know, there is this energy of like maybe wanting that, right? Because you can want something but not pursue it, you know, because you're scared. There's a lot of fear here. You don't know what's happening, and a lot of not knowing is leads to fear, you know. So I feel like that could be one of the reasons why it's very difficult to maybe create a deeper understanding between this connection. Maybe why it's difficult to create clarity in this connection. But again, it's not impossible. And I think that's one of the big reasons why. Sorry, I was seeing if it was like, if it was in the frame. But yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why it's difficult, because you both are not in this, either you both are not in this place, or you're too scared to be in this place to pursue one another. But I think with clarity, again, I want to go back to it of like, I think there is a chance to create clarity, and there is a chance to talk it out maybe, or like to feel each other again, or like, I don't know, there is some type of like clarity here, and it could be communication, right? Because it's on the mind, you know, like like speak your mind energy. But believe it or not, a lot of our communication is more nonverbal. Learned that in one of my psychology classes. A lot of communication is usually nonverbal more than verbal. So maybe there's a need to see each other again physically, or maybe there's a need to like be around each other again to maybe feel that energy again. I don't know. There's just some clarity here that needs to exist between you two that might help this connection out, you know. And it might have to start with a reaching out, or like a start, like maybe someone has to start that conversation, you know. And that's scary too, so I understand where this person or you is coming from, you know. It's difficult. However, I don't think it's a bad thing to try, you know. But let's get into tarot about what you need to know about this connection. More like a little deeper, but with tarot. Okay. I just kind of want to, I think I want to get 5 cards maybe. Or 4. I don't know. We'll see what wants to come out. And I don't do reverses unless I feel called to do reverses, but we'll see. Okay. What do they need to know about this connection? Justice. Yeah, okay, going back to clarity. I think there is going to be a chance. Okay. Sorry, and let me do more. Nine of Cups. Yeah. Oh, this is a cute card. I like that. I like that the Nine of Cups is right there. It's very colorful too. And I think... yeah, okay. I kind of want to say what I want to say because I will forget. With this Justice here, going back with clarity, I do feel like this Justice card is talking about balance. And I do think you both want to balance this connection out. I think there is a need to balance this connection out. Or a want, at least. Right? And I think because of that... yeah, is that the sun and the moon? Yeah, look, the sun and the moon. So that's Leo energy and that's Cancer energy. So... Cancer or Leo energy could be significant. But I do feel with the Justice here, there is a want to balance this connection out and to try to be optimistic about it, you know? The Hermit. Okay. Can I get one more, please? The Queen of Wands. At the bottom, we have the Four of Discs and the King of Cups. Okay. This is very interesting energy because regardless of where you stand, but I wouldn't be surprised if you are more likely like the Elephant person. Because this is giving very much like the Elephant person. I don't think this this Nine of Cups, the Hermit and Queen, this is a very alone energy. Like there's nobody with, each card is only one person, you know? Like, as you can see, it's only one person each card. There's no other people or like another person in this, like on the card. And I think, of course, there is a want to build a better foundation, build a balanced foundation as well. However, with some introspection, I think maybe you specifically are learning to kind of let this be, you know, like you want to let it be. You don't want this, you don't want to force it. If anything, you want this person to come to you, maybe, which is okay. Like, it's okay to want that. And I feel like you feel very positive right now that I feel like if you reach out to this person, you're gonna be like, why did I do that? Like, I shouldn't have done that. So I feel like you're very much in this energy of like, I do want to reach out. I do feel like you want to connect with this person. However, I don't think you want to be the one to initiate it. Because with the Queen of Wands, like maybe you're used to initiating things. You're used to always reaching out, maybe, or doing things that, like, I just heard, like, we wouldn't be talking if it wasn't for me, you know, like, so that could be the energy that you're in. And I feel like you're not trying to repeat that cycle or repeat that narrative about yourself, you know. You don't want to do that again, you know, which is completely normal. And I think you learn that about yourself, and you learn that, and you learn that you don't want to be that person anymore. Like, you don't want to be the one reaching out. You don't want to be the one, reaching out all the time. You don't want to be the one always making conversation. You don't want to be the one trying to make this connection work. You know, you want it to be 50-50, especially with the Justice here. You want it to be balanced. And you feel like maybe reaching out to this person, or like pursuing this person, or like doing something towards this person, like reaching out or making a move towards this person, I feel like you might feel like it's not balanced anymore, which is completely valid, right? And it feels like you're in a very good place right now, that you don't want to mess things up with yourself. So you're like, I'm not going to do anything because right now I'm very, very healthy. I'm very good. I feel good. I feel okay. And maybe you feel like if I do reach out, or if I do make a move, regardless, whatever, you might mess things up with yourself. And I think that's what you're worried about. Messing things up with yourself, and you don't want to do that, you know. I kind of want to ask, what is this person, I kind of want to ask if this person is going to reach out, or if this person is going to make a move towards you, or like, I don't know, I feel like there's a little bit more that wants to come out, but I don't, well, you know what? Let's just say, what do you need to know about this connection? And again, and let's see what else wants to come out. What else do they need to know about this connection? One card at a time, please. Okay. Okay, so that's very self-explanatory. We got the Lovers. Okay, but yeah, okay. Wait. Does another card? I don't know if another card wants to come out. But I did feel like, yeah. So with the Lovers here, I feel like this is a very good card that came out. Now, yeah, look at with the Ace of Wands at the bottom. I think if you choose not to reach out, or if you choose not to make a move towards this person, that's okay. You know, I think what Spirit is trying to let you know, or the universe is trying to let you know, is that if it's not this person, it will be another person. You know, this person is not gonna be, no, if you want it to be this person, it can be. You know, I think that's what they want to let you know. Like, it can be this person, but just so you know, there's other people in the world, you know? There's other people that you can meet and that you can exist with and connect with. You know, and I think that's what Spirit wants to let you know, or like the universe, the sun, the universe wants to let you know, is that if it's not this person, it will be another one. Okay? But there's always a chance for this connection to grow, to gain clarity, if you want it to be. I feel like you have a lot of power in this connection. And I think that's what they want to let you know, that if you want it to be this connection, it can be. However, there's always going, like, there's going to be an option for another person as well, or other people, you know? So keep that in mind. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to end or leave this reading. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know if you could tell, but I was kind of sick. I sound kind of sick. I am sick. But thank you so much for watching. I hope my sickness didn't bother you too much. But thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike it, give it a dislike. You can always comment. I love seeing people's comments. You can always subscribe as well. And yeah, let me know if it resonated or if it didn't, but please be nice to me. Yeah, so I'll see you in my next, hopefully. Bye. Hi Pile 2, if you chose this lip oil from Rem Beauty Wicked edition, this reading is for you. Now, before we get into tarot, we kind of have to see you and them. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so first we got Onyx. This is going to be person A and then person B. Okay. We have the empty room. Okay. And we have the deer. Whoa. It's very low-key intense. Okay. For person B, we have hematite. I don't know. We also have the vessel and the octopus. And then for the energy between you two, we have the one. This is a lot of dark energy. Emotions, yeah. Okay, this is a very intense connection. Like, super intense, that, you could be crying right now type of energy. Maybe you've been needing some guidance over this connection as well. This is a very intense connection. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, with emotions and the one, yeah, this is, oh, maybe it's very intense. I think I kind of want to start with the connection between you two, because I feel like going into the connection first, like the energy between you two could help me understand person A and person B a little bit more. So with the emotions and the one, I think this connection has been through, what's that saying, like trials and tribulations. And I think that is the energy between you two. This connection has been going through either went through a lot or is going through a lot. And I don't know if you're with this person. I don't know. Maybe you are going through a separation right now, maybe a no contact situation. Sorry, there was a cutoff there. Okay, but what was I saying? Yeah, I think this connection made both of you very, very emotional, and very, maybe even in this energy of trying to be thankful for this connection, but also a lot of sadness. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of sadness even still happening. Like maybe there was a breakup that happened like recently, or sorry for the other cutoff. I didn't mean for so many cutoffs to happen in this reading, but maybe that's significant to this connection. Maybe there was a lot of like on and off energy in this connection. However, what was I saying about the dear person? This dear person, I do feel like they might be afraid to be alone, but also I think they're in this place that they don't want to force anything, and they don't want to make the octopus person do anything that they don't want to do. Again, maybe the octopus person was the one that initiated this breakup or this break between you two. That's why this dear person might be a little bit confused, but I think deep down they understand why the octopus person initiated it, or they understand why this is needed. I feel like when this dear person was in a connection with the octopus person, they didn't do a lot of self-reflection as much as maybe they needed to. I feel like they learned a lot regarding this connection. They learned a lot about connection. They learned a lot about love with another person. However, maybe they didn't learn a lot about themselves. I feel like this dear person maybe learned a lot about how to be a good partner, how they want a partner to be. Like they learned a lot, like a lot of important stuff. However, it was a lot, like there was still a need for self-reflection. And maybe they're afraid of that, and I think they know that without this octopus person, they're going to have to get into that energy of self-reflection. Now with Onyx here, the selective words is autonomy, self-discipline, and command. Tune in to your inner commander. Onyx is strong ally, dispelling loneliness and self-doubt, and instilling greater confidence in your decision making. Face your fears and know that you have the power to overcome them. Onyx's surface represents the passing of time, the balance of the yin and yang. It is sturdy and solitary stone and encourages to break free from any unhealthy relationships in order to break free from any unhealthy... sorry, I repeated it. In order to be autonomous. Know that you are completely capable of making the right decisions for yourself. After all, it's your life. Yep. Yeah. I think this dear person is very much... they knew that this connection had to end. And not that this connection was a negative thing. I don't think it was a negative thing. I hope it wasn't a negative thing. But I do think this separation, this separate energy is needed. And I think this dear person understands that too. That it wasn't healthy anymore to be together. It was hurting each other more than it was satisfying each other, or it was hurting each other more than it was positively being in your life, you know? And I think that's the energy here of this dear person, at least. But I think there is going to be a lot of self-reflection for this person regarding this connection, regarding themselves, how they presented themselves in this connection, how the octopus presented themselves in this connection. I think this person's gonna be very much in their own healing process and very much in their own head when it comes to this connection, because I feel like this octopus person really impacted this dear person a lot. And I wouldn't be surprised if you both impacted each other, especially with the one here, because it seems like this connection was a very long connection that happened. Like, it could have been a whole committed relationship. It could have been a marriage, you know, and maybe a divorce happened. But regardless of why the reasoning was, it is a very much difficult situation. And I don't know if you could hear the dogs from outside. They're my neighbor's dogs. Anyway, maybe dogs could be significant. Maybe you both own a dog, or maybe you shared custody of a dog. So maybe, oh my god, you know what song's coming up? That's so interesting, because a song from Jesse and Joy, it's in Spanish, so, but it's still good. I think it's called something about like, con quién se queda el perro. It basically means like, who's going to stay with the dog, or who is the dog going to stay with, I guess, or something like that. And it's basically saying like, you both broke up. The song's about like, you're breaking up, but you own a dog together, so who's gonna stay with the dog, you know? So it could have been like, y'all both had to make a lot of decisions because of this breakup as well, or about this separation situation. I don't think this was a situationship. It could have been, though. Situations could be a very long time, so depending on who you're with, I guess. Sorry. And no, but like, it could be a situationship, and maybe because of the situationship, it was very much like, maybe it was it was too long. Like, maybe it was like, the situationship was, it was just too long to maintain. Maybe that's why there was a need for a breakup. But that doesn't mean that it still didn't hurt, you know? And it's completely valid. Now with this octopus person, I wouldn't be surprised if the octopus person initiated this breakup, or wanted this breakup before the dear person, but I think you both have this mutual understanding that it needed to happen. Now this vessel octopus person, this person I do think this person has been thinking about this for a while now, and I'm not gonna lie, I think this person's happy that it happened. Oh, what's that Sabrina Carpenter song? Oh my god, there's a lot of songs coming up. There's like I don't know what song it is, but there's like a lyric that said, what does it say? Like, don't cry because it happened, or like, cry because it did, or something like that. I don't know. I'll put those songs in the description down below. Let me just write it. Let me just type it down. But what song is that? Do y'all know? Cause Oh, it's called Don't Smile by Sabrina Carpenter. Oh, look, don't smile because it happened. Cry because it's over. Yeah. So it's called Don't Smile by Sabrina. So that song could be significant. I haven't listened to the album, but I've heard that it's really good. I mean, I think she won some Grammys, so I feel like that could be significant. Anyway, but yeah, that song that goes, don't smile because it happened, cry because it's over. So that could be significant. But this person, this octopus person, seems like they're of course they're sad, you know, of course, like I feel like you both are very much sad that this is happening. However, the octopus person has been thinking about it for a while, that it needed to be over, or like y'all needed some space for whatever reason. And it could have been like maybe you both weren't moving forward the way there was a need to move forward. Maybe one person was giving more. I don't know what it is, but you both know. Okay, you both know why. However, I think this octopus person was really wanting to focus on themselves. So if you're the deer person and you wonder like, oh, does this person just want to be with other people or whatever, if this octopus person told you that they literally want to focus on themselves, they want to, I heard man up, but you know, but like if they really want to like learn about themselves and they want to explore themselves, I think that's what they're doing, especially with the vessel here. You know, like I think they want to be alone right now. I think they want to explore themselves and explore other, not other people, but like just life. They want to explore life right now without another person beside them, you know? And I don't know if that sounds harsh, but it's coming off that way of like this octopus person just wants to explore life without being attached to another person or without thinking of another person while living their life. You know, they don't want walls, if that makes sense. They don't want to create, they don't want to have like well, at least they don't want to feel like, at least that's what I need to say, like they don't want to feel like they're being dragged down, kind of like like I'm seeing like somebody being dragged down. Like I feel like this person kind of felt like they were in an ocean and their legs, that this might be like a very very graphic vision, like very a little too visionary or like a little too graphic, but the way I'm seeing it is like it's a person in like an ocean or the sea, and their legs are like tied up, and there's like a there's like a big brick, you know, those big gray bricks, just pulling them down. And I think that's how they felt in this connection. And it wasn't you, it was just this person just wanted their independence back. I don't know why. It could have been like maybe they feel a little smothered, but it seems like this person just wanted their independence back, and so they initiated this breakup, you know. But I think with the deer as well, like I think you both knew that this needed to happen. You know, like I feel like maybe the deer was a little too attached to the octopus person. The octopus person was a little too detached. Yeah, I think y'all both weren't in the same wavelength for a while now, and I think it's normal to just want to break it off. Now with the a lot of Saturn energy, by the way. Now with this octopus person, Hemalite, they got Hemalite with the keywords grounding, magnetic pull, and focus. Yeah, look, pull. Okay, with the magnetism with the magnetism that is sky high, Hematite has the ability to observe negative emotions and create strong energetic boundaries. Its authoritarian force releases self-imposed limitations, a powerful stone to use in grounding oneself. Hematite activates the root chakra and balances out the 7 chakras by pulling toxicity from your aura. deriving from the Latin word blood. For blood, Hamilite cleanses your blood in the body that by promoting circulation, energizing the nervous system to begin anew. Use Hamilite when you need that extra boost. Aries and Aquarius, Saturn. I think when this octopus person initiated this breakup, I don't think it was easy for them. I don't think they wanted this to break up, but I think there was a need, like, again, going back to, like, I think there was a need to break it off, you know? And I think you both understand that. And that's so, like, it is a lot of emotions, and it's a lot of, like, energy here regarding that. But I think you're both trying to be optimistic and be just open to this new opportunity within yourselves, you know, trying to heal this, trying to heal yourselves, trying to see it as a positive thing. But maybe in the beginning it's not as positive, but later on it might be, or hopefully it will be, you know. But yeah, let's get into tarot about what you need to know about this connection. Okay. What do they need to know about this connection? How to? What do they need to know about this connection? What do they need to know about this connection? The Seven of Discs. Yeah. Ooh. The Hanged Man. Wait. The Devil. One more card, please. One more card, please. Okay. The Queen of Swords. Sorry, I'm sick. At the bottom, we have the Seven of Cups. Of course, I think you're not seeing this as a blessing yet, which is completely understandable. I feel like you feel a little bit stabbed in the back, or you feel kind of, again, like, especially if you're the deer person, maybe you weren't expecting this. But you don't have to be the deer person for this to resonate. But I do feel like this is an opportunity for you to kind of explore your potential as one being, you know. Yeah, you're still going to think about this person, you're still going to miss this person. Like, all these feelings are valid and they're going to exist regardless, right? But that doesn't change the fact that you don't have to force anything. Because of these feelings, you don't have to take action, okay? Because I think deep down with the Queen of Swords here, you knew that this was supposed to happen. And with the Devil here, I think I think this is a warning, kind of like with the devil here, like a warning of like, if you two get back together soon, or like if you two get back together without no time or space between you two, I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to go through that cycle again of like, it was very good in the beginning, but then it goes into a disconnect and you both are not in the same wavelength again, and you break it off again. So it goes into this on and off again energy. And I think I said that before of like, this was like a very on, it sounds like a very on and off connection, and now it's just off, you know? And it's okay to break that cycle, you know? And I feel like if you both come back together, like if you both come back together super early or like too early with no space or time between you two, you can just go into the cycle that you don't deserve to be in, you know? Or this person doesn't deserve to be in, you know? You both don't deserve to be in this cycle. And I think that's what spirit or the universe is trying to tell you. Like, you don't deserve to be in this cycle. It's okay to break that cycle, you know? Give yourself space and time to grow without each other in your presence. You know, learn different perspectives. Be open to different perspectives. Even when you feel, when you miss this person, or when you think you can't be alone, or when you think you need connection with somebody, with this person specifically, it's okay to just sit in that energy and let it pass you by. You know, it's okay to be in no contact with this person. You know? And if, again, with the Queen of Swords here, I feel like if you have to be cold-hearted, if you have to be cold, if that's a step for you to move forward, do it. You know, you don't have to be mean or cruel, but you can be kind of put that boundary up for yourself to like, okay, maybe you have to block this person, or maybe you have to like delete their number or something, you know? And that's completely normal. If you have to do that, do that. But of course, I'm not saying you have to, but if you feel like you need to, do it. If it's gonna help you for your own growth, you know, for your own healthiness of yourself, you know. But I think reminding yourself that you don't need to be in this cycle, you don't have to go through this, is going to help you move forward. And believing that you don't have to go through this is gonna help you move forward, you know. And I think that's going to be very important for you to have that knowing of not to kind of close this chapter, break the cycle, and how you don't deserve to be in this chapter anymore. You don't deserve to go through this cycle anymore. Knowing that is going to help you move forward. It's going to open your mind to new perspectives. Yeah, so, and it's not your fault. I don't know, maybe you feel like it's your fault or like something you did. It's not. This breakup or this break off, even if it was mutual, or maybe you initiated and maybe this person didn't fight for you or something like that. I don't know. It just seems like there could be a lot of different ways to interpret this energy. But I think one thing to remind yourself that it wasn't your fault. Okay? It wasn't your fault. And I deep down, you knew that this had to happen. But it wasn't your fault. And it wasn't this person's fault. I think it was just, it's just things that we do when we're in love, you know? Like things that, that we don't know what to do because either we don't know how to experience it, we don't know how to process it, and that's completely normal, you know? We're human, and as human, we shouldn't have expectations on another, but also we shouldn't have expectations on ourselves, because that hurts us more than anyone. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave your reading. I hope this resonated. You can subscribe, like, or unlike. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if it resonated. Please be nice to me, and I'll see you in my next, hopefully. Bye. Hi, pile 3. If you chose this glossy balm, Shirley, can you see that? From Rem Beauty, this reading is for you. Now, before we get into tarot, we kind of have to figure out who this person is and who you are and the energy between you two. So, for person A, we have Carnelian. Okay. We have the crone. We have the golden egg. Release. Wait, what? Oh, there it is. I was missing one. Yeah, okay. So for person B, we have the fish, the mother, and golden healer. We also have the unseen for the energy between you two, and release. Okay, sorry, I was all over the place for that one. Okay, let's see. Can you see everything? Is it focused? Okay. Focus on me. Focus. Okay. Oi. Okay. I kind of wanted to see something real quick, just so I know I'm not wrong. Sorry. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I'm not. Like, this is how it's supposed to look like, and you know? Okay. Because of that, with the fish, it's reminding me of Dory, the one that when Finding Nemo 2, or Finding Dory, not Finding Nemo 2, Finding Dory, when she's a baby and then she goes, I suffer with short-term memory loss, or something like that, right? When she's a baby, she's just a baby, you know? So I don't know why I was forgetting this, but let's move forward. Okay. Maybe this is a new connection. That's why I'm a little bit confused. Maybe there's not history here. Like, maybe you both recently met, or like maybe it's something new that is happening. That could be it. Let's start with the crone, golden egg, carnelian person. I kind of want to read the carnelian first. So the keywords are courage, motivation, and endurance. Okay. So it says, powerful and bold. Carnelian increases confidence in yourself, especially when you need to take center stage and use your voice effectively. A stabilizing stone, carnelian helps balance volatile emotions for long-term vitality. Believed to protect the soul in the afterlife, carnelian is a stone of the living, meant to motivate you to take chances with the life that you have. Life is meant to be lived with passion and desire, and carnelian gives you the courage to do so. Carpe diem. Seize the day. Taurus, Cancer, Leo, Scorpio, Sun. So you or this person could be a Taurus, Cancer, Leo, or Scorpio. You don't have to be, but it's there. Heavy on Leo. But saying it again, you don't have to be. Okay. With this Chrome person, I wouldn't. It seems like this person, this Chrome person, wants to tell this fish mother Gordon healer person some things. I think this Chrome person wants to express themselves to the fish person, especially when it comes regarding their heart chakra, their heart energy. I think they want to I think they want to have the courage to express themselves and how they desire the fish person, or how they desire this connection with the fish person. And if you are the fish person, or if you're the golden egg person, I feel like, well, no, let's keep going. I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, I think this crone golden egg person, they want to share something with the fish person. And and maybe they're not there yet to do so, but that there is this desire to do that. I think this crone person really wants to just be open with this fish person, tell them what's up, tell them what they want. But I feel like maybe they have a little fear of rejection. But also, this person is a lover person, you know, like a lover girl, lover boy type of person. And I think they're not afraid to put themselves out there. It's just maybe they just, it could be easily be this energy of like they don't want to get rejected right now. Like if I put myself out there, I might get rejected, and I don't think I'm in a place to get rejected right now, so I'm going to keep it inside for now, you know. So I think they're trying to have the courage, right, the courage to be open to rejection, right? Because whatever this fish person tells them, it could be a make it or break it situation, you know. Sorry if you hear my dogs. But yeah, I think this person, of course, I think any human is afraid of rejection, but this person just wants to be in the mindset and in the space that even if this fish person rejects them, they'll be okay, you know, they'll be fine. And maybe right now, if they express themselves to the fish person, they might not be as fine. You know, they have to be ready for that rejection. That's why I feel like this could be a newer connection, or like a connection that's moving forward very rapidly, or moving forward very positively, that, you know, you just want to share with each other. With the unseen, okay, let's get into the energy between you two. With the unseen and the release, right? Let me drink some water. Sorry. With this unseen and release energy between you two, I feel like with the unseen, there's still a lot of things that you both don't understand. I feel like there's still a lot of things that you both have to experience together. And I think with this unseen is very much like, I think there is a want and a need to still explore this, you know, just to see where this goes. And maybe there could also be a need to release your past, you know. Maybe not with this person, because I don't think there's a lot of past with this person. I think this is a newer person. I think this release card is about individually yourselves. Like maybe y'all have maybe this golden egg or this first person or both of you have this like this ex that you have to release, or a mindset that you have to release for this connection to work. Whatever it is, I think release a person or something. But there is a need to release something in this connection. No, there is a need to release something for this connection to flourish. Or be open to release that. All right, let me drink some more water, sorry. And I feel like that's the energy here between you two. There's still a lot of things that you both can explore with each other. And maybe, of course, with the unseen, like maybe you both don't see it yet, but it's possible, and it could go there, you know? You just have to be open to it, you know, and release the negative thoughts that you have and release the negative people that you have. You know, people don't have to understand this connection. People don't have to understand how you got here, you know, but all they have to see is that you're happy and that you feel good, you know? Your connections, the people's opinion should not matter when it comes to your connections with other people. You know, if you want to be with this person, that's okay. You know, yeah, let's get into this fish person with the mother and the golden healer. This fish person could be a parent, especially with the mother. They don't have to be. But they could be very nurturing naturally. Like maybe they have a nurturing job, or maybe they have like a this fish person could have a nurturing job of some kind, like maybe like a therapist, a teacher, a nurse, a doctor, something like that. Just something that they have to be kind of nurturing, but maybe they could just be naturally nurturing as well. Especially with the fish here, this is a water energy, right? And of course, it reminds me of Pisces energy. I think this person goes with the flow a lot. I think this is just a person that naturally just goes with the flow, and they don't like forcing anything. They don't like to I think this person is they could come off kind of delusional. If you know anything about Pisces, they are very delusional. But as a Sagittarius, I'm like that too, so I can't even judge, you know? But with the Pisces energy, I think this person is very like delusional, but not in a way that's like negative, but like in a way that's like, how do I explain it? Like, they don't want to know the future. You know, they're very much like ignorance is bliss, and they don't want to know the future. They don't want to know what's next. They just want to live in the moment. And that's not a bad habit to have. However, I think it's okay. I think that mindset could hurt themselves more, because you have to think about the future to be with somebody, you know, or to know that you want to share energy with somebody. You know, it's okay to look at the future, but I think this person is very much like, I like being here now. Let's not focus on the future, you know? And not that it's negative or positive to think that way. It just seems like it can turn negative very easily if they don't know how to balance that out with being okay knowing about the future, you know? Let's read Golden Healer. So the keywords is abundance, expansion, and golden rays. So we have universal life force flows strongly with the Golden Healer. With an exceedingly high vibration, Golden Healer carries bioscalar waves, an abundant form of power that increases a spatial mass. This potent energy can expand awareness across multiple dimensions, transforming your vibration all the way down to the cells. To what? To the cells in your body, connected to the solar plexus. This stone allows the highest form of healing for your identity and self-worth, releasing ancestral trauma that you may affected that may have affected you and been passed down through your family lineage, Leo sun. Oh, so this is how it looks like. Oh, let me show you carnelian. So yeah. So yeah, I think this person is very much open to this connection as well. I think this person wants this connection to work. It just seems like they're very much going with the flow and not trying to force anything. And maybe that's why this person is in this energy of like, I don't know, I feel like this person could reject me if they want to. And it's not even like they're thinking of rejecting this person. It just seems like this person just doesn't want to make things too serious too soon. You know, they just want to go with the flow and they just want to see where this goes, you know? And maybe it makes this crone person kind of nervous, you know, because they see this person being very open and going with the flow, but this person might be a little bit more practical. Like the crone person might be a little bit more practical, and they're like, I need to know where it goes, you know? Like the fish person is like, let's just see where it goes. And then the crone person, or like the golden egg person, is like, I want to see where it goes. Not let's see where it goes. I want to see where it goes, you know? Two different things. And I think it's okay to communicate that, of course. But I think that's the energy between you two. And maybe because maybe this person has a lot on their plate, especially with the mother here. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this person has a lot on their plate and they have to focus on other things that, yeah, they want to connect with other people or like with this person, but as well, like, but they still have other things that they worry about that they can't just stop their life and like focus on this person, you know? And not that this chrome golden egg wants this person to do that. It's just they can't be fully committed to this chrome person, not yet, at least, you know, because they have other things they have to worry about. You know, they can't just focus on something too fast. And maybe they, especially with this ancestral trauma, like maybe, or like this trauma or like family lineage, like maybe people in their family moved very fast in connections and they're seeing that it wasn't, like there was no longevity there. Or maybe they did this in the past, like they just move very fast in a connection and they saw that there was no longevity there, and maybe they're learning that they want that. They want a long, fulfilling connection with somebody and they don't want to move fast, you know? Maybe they've done that before and it didn't go well, and they just want to learn to go with the flow and learn where it could go without forcing it or without thinking that there's a need to put labels or there's a need to move fast in this connection. You can just see where it goes. That's at least the fish person's perspective. Okay. Let's get into tarot about what you need to know about this connection. No reverses, please. Okay. What do you need to know about this connection? What do you need to know about this connection? Oh, okay. What do you need to know about this connection? Ace of Swords. Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles did want to come out. What do they need to know about this connection? Again, Ace of Cups. Okay, that's very cute. And at the bottom, we have the Lovers. Yeah. Yeah. We have the Lovers. That's very significant too. The Tower, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you both are healing from a past person, or maybe one of you is healing from a past person. You don't have to be, but it does seem like something here is that you both or one of you is healing something right now, and maybe that's why it's not that it's not moving forward, but maybe it might take a little longer to move like in the pace that you both are comfortable with. But with the Lovers at the bottom, that's very significant in my opinion. Okay, so we got the Ace of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. Now, with the Ace of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles, I do feel, this is what I strongly feel, I feel like there is some communication that is needed in this connection. Maybe there has been like kind of stagnation, or maybe there's been a little bit of like anxiety between you two, or maybe a little bit anxious between you two because maybe you both don't know where this is going. But I do think there's might need like at least a little bit of communication on what's happening here. Maybe there's a need to have a conversation like of what are we, you know, of saying like, do we want to see each other exclusively, you know, like do we maybe not fully like commit to each other, but like see each other, just you two, like don't be open to other people. You know, like having that conversation of like, I want to see you exclusively, do you want to see me exclusively, you know, and then move forward with that, you know. With the Ten of Pentacles though, it seems like it's moving forward toward, like it seems like it's moving towards that though. I think if you both have this conversation, I wouldn't be surprised if it's moving towards a more greater understanding of commitment. Maybe not full commitment of like being in a whole ass relationship, but maybe more like, okay, we're exclusively seeing each other. We're not, I just heard, we're not on dating apps. We're not seeing other people. We're seeing each other exclusively, and that's it, you know. And maybe that's what this conversation needs to be, you know, like about what y'all want and about what y'all deserve in connection, you know. But with the Two of Pentacles, I wouldn't be like, I do think there's a need of back and forth communication, you know. Don't run away from communication, don't run away from the truth, you know, especially if the truth comes with feelings and wanting a connection with this person, or wanting a connection between you two. If these truths have some emotions regarding, if these truths have emotions connected to it, that's not a bad thing. It's scary, but it's not a bad thing. A lot of people could be scared of that, but it's okay to have those conversations, you know. It's okay to bring those conversations up because you're being vulnerable, but you're also being truthful, and that's one of the best things to have in a conversation. And because of that, I wouldn't be surprised if it's moving forward in a very practical and a good, sustainable way. You know, because you don't have to fast forward to where it's all normal and good. You can just move forward gradually in your own pace, you know. But with the Two of Discs, I don't know, I kind of want to see what this Two of Discs represents, because I don't know. What is this Two of Pentacles about? The Ten of Cups and Death. I don't know. Let's just get one card, please. What does this Two of Pentacles represent? What is this about? What is this about? What is the about? Yeah, maybe there's a need to trust each other and trust each other's communication skills, trust each other, communication in general, trust each other, like the way they speak, words, you know, actions even. Okay, fire disc. Okay, look, the lover still wanted to come out at the bottom. Okay. I feel like, this is what I feel like. I feel like one of you, and I feel like it's this fish person, is seeing other people. But that's the thing. I think this golden egg crone person knows that this fish person is seeing other people. And maybe that makes this golden egg person kind of worried or kind of scared to express themselves that they want to see this fish person exclusively, because they know that they're seeing other people. But that's the thing. If you bring up the conversation, they might be open to it. Like, you can't just assume that they're going to say no if it's something that you haven't even tried, you know? So, you hear that? That's my dog. She wants to go outside. She probably has to go to the bathroom. Wait, let her bark one more time. But you know what? At least she barks, you know? Like, you see that? At least she communicates with me. Okay? At least she communicates. If she didn't communicate, I wouldn't know. And maybe that's what this crone person has to do. Sorry. But I'll be right back. Okay. Hey, I'm back. Okay. But yeah, going back to, if you don't communicate, people won't inherently know the whole thing. You know what I mean? We intuitively can feel something that, or like, we can intuitively feel something's wrong, something's good. We intuitively can feel that. However, sometimes people need that confirmation that you feel some type of way, or that something made you sad, something made you upset. You know, we have to communicate, okay? And I think that's what is needed here. Sorry. Hi. But yeah. I don't know, was that everything I wanted to say? What else was I saying? Yeah, I think there's just a need of communication here to expose the truth, to kind of be open to the truth and be open to sharing the truth about how you feel, about what you want in this connection. Even if that comes with a little bit of vulnerability, it's good to mix vulnerability with truth or with honesty. It's scary, and there is like a chance to get rejected, right? However, once you're in that space, and I think that's what this golden egg said, like, was like showed earlier, that they have to be in a headspace to be open to rejection. And I think that's a very healthy way to see it, because if you're not open to rejection, that could hurt someone very deeply, you know? So knowing that you have to be open to rejection is a big thing. So yeah, I think this is very much just that energy. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I think I'll end it there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this resonated. Let me know if it didn't, or if it did. I'm open to anything. Just be nice. You can like it. You can subscribe if you want to. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next, hopefully. Bye.